Boy, wrestling fans, I tell you what, Stomping Grounds is over, and it's not even 9:30 yet. I don't know about you, but there's a part of me that wishes WWE would go back to doing this. If this is what they meant by feeling like Stomping Grounds is like in your house, by all means, keep it that way. Because a show, a pay-per-view that is 3 hours and 15 minutes long, if you do not watch the pre-show, is just fine with me. It is just fine with me, wrestling fans. I'm telling you. Stomping Grounds wasn't that bad of a pay-per-view. I'm going to tell you that. A lot of wrestling fans had little to no expectations of this pay-per-view going into it. A lot of wrestling fans, the only expectations that they had of it was seeing Brock Lesnar cash in on Seth Rollins during the Universal Championship matchup, or seeing Brock Lesnar cash in on Baron Corbin after Baron Corbin won the Universal Championship. I'm glad neither of those things happened. I'm glad they did not happen. And I'm still hoping that when Brock Lesnar cashes in, he loses. I'm just saying that right now, wrestling fans. I am saying that right now. I am hoping he loses because I do not want another Brock Lesnar title reign. But wrestling fans, this is your Stomping Grounds review. This is Webby, and I hope you enjoyed this review. If you do, please give me a like, give me a comment, and subscribe to the channel today. Now, Heavy Machinery take on Daniel Bryan and Rowan. This was a pretty good contest, wrestling fans. Not that bad of a contest. SmackDown Live Tag Team Championship was on the line. I am glad that Heavy Machinery got this opportunity. They put on a good showing against Daniel Bryan and Rowan. I'm telling you, I hope we see this again. I hope we see it at Extreme Rules. Carry on this rivalry. Have some good talking segments. Have some good promos between Heavy Machinery and Daniel Bryan and Rowan. Plus, have some backstage segments where, Daniel Bryan and Rowan attack Heavy Machinery, leading into Extreme Rules. But this contest, very good, very back and forth chemistry between these guys. In the end, Daniel Bryan and Rowan pick up the victory. Kind of saw that coming, though. Bayley took on Alexa Bliss. This was a toss-up, wrestling fans. A very big, huge toss-up. Some people thought, well, it's a shoo-in. Bayley was going to win. It only makes sense. Raw versus SmackDown Superstar. Let's be honest here, wrestling fans. It was not out of the WWE realm to put the title back on Alexa Bliss. Have her go back and forth to Raw and SmackDown with the Women's Championship. Hey, I didn't see a whole lot of negative things happen in this match. I enjoyed this contest. In the end, Bayley was victorious. Nikki cost Alexa Bliss the match. But I think this rivalry will continue on to Extreme Rules. Will Bayley drop the title eventually to Alexa Bliss? I think that is a very, very good possibility, wrestling fans. I just do. But tonight, Bayley victorious at Stomping Grounds. One matchup that really stuck out to me tonight, and I think it stuck out to a lot of the WWE Universe, and that was Ricochet versus Samoa Joe. Best match of the night. Best match of the night. Okay, wrestling fans? Without a doubt. New United States Champion. Ricochet. Well deserved. Probably the best decision that WWE could make. Samoa Joe, and this is a shame, but he makes an awful United States Champion. Awful. They treat him like dirt as a U.S. champion. Ricochet, I think, is going to make a great U.S. champion. The hard-working, back and forth fighting champion that they need on TV, you know, just like the Intercontinental Championship should be treated. That hard-working champion that's always going to defend the title. Samoa Joe, always used to lose the championship as soon as he gets it. And quite frankly, outside of on the mic, he never did anything with the title. That's on WWE Creative's fault. But this contest was a great matchup. Tremendous back and forth action. I loved it. And I would love to see these two inside the squared circle again. I would pay money to see these two inside the squared circle. Without a doubt. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, mind you, versus Big E and Xavier Woods. Now, wrestling fans, this matchup, I was surprised to some degree at the outcome, but I kind of understand as the night went on why they did it. After I started thinking, I understood why they did it. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn pick up the victory. Now, this was Big E's first match back since injury, and you would think that Big E would pick up the victory here. Wrong. Kofi Kingston, inside the steel cage, against Dolph Ziggler. Why on earth would they have Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn beat Big E and Xavier Woods? To kind of make the perception look like that Kofi Kingston does not stand a chance in beating Dolph Ziggler. The New Day is getting beat and beat and beat. Not only has he been getting beat down on SmackDown Live and Monday Night Raw, throughout the build of Super Showdown and Stomping Grounds, but he's also getting beat as far as New Day as a whole at Stomping Grounds. And that's exactly what happened here. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn pick up the victory, which I didn't mind. I actually enjoyed, because Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn never win anymore. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are put out there to lose and do talk shows. I'm glad they picked up a victory here, and it added to the story, honestly. Nice job by WWE in this instance. Becky Lynch versus Lacey Evans. Now, wrestling fans, this was a good match to open up the card of Stomping Grounds. Honestly, in my eyes, I would not have Lacey Evans go for the Women's Championship on Monday Night Raw anymore. I know she will because of what happened in the main event tonight, but I wouldn't. She continues to lose. It's time for her to go back to the end of the line and give Becky Lynch somebody else to wrestle. In the words of Michael Cole, she tapped out in a millisecond. If that does not reek of her... I don't even want to go completely into this. Lacey Evans does not need to be in #1 contendership until she wins some matches. That's it. She just doesn't. Becky Lynch victorious tonight. Which kind of told me, once they started saying that will her boyfriend, Seth Rollins, retain his championship in the main event, kind of told me that there's a big possibility that he's going to retain tonight. This kind of opened up that door. You will know truth. But I thought, well, Brock Lesnar's still waiting in the ring. What if they're still waiting for him to be that surprise? Just had to see. Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. Now this was something that, look, excuse me, didn't surprise me a bit. Drew McIntyre losing, Roman Reigns winning. Some people thought, hey, Drew McIntyre might win. Drew McIntyre needs to win. I even said Drew McIntyre needed to win to make the storyline make sense. But Roman Reigns won. Didn't surprise me a bit. This is WWE we're talking about here. And Roman Reigns is going through the entire Main Street Posse until he gets to Shane McMahon again, so he can take Shane McMahon down, when Shane McMahon is probably the WWE champion. So, tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw, we're going to see Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns. What will happen? Who knows? But I do know this. We're probably going to see Shane McMahon versus Roman Reigns again, and the title will probably be on the line. Whatever. I hate saying that because of Kofi Kingston and him having to drop the title to Shane McMahon. I just see that rumor coming true, wrestling fans. Speaking of Kofi Kingston, he took on Dolph Ziggler tonight, and it was inside a steel cage. And I enjoyed this contest, except for the part where it started slowing down, and it got kind of into a scientific matchup where they were just putting on submission holds and things of that nature. To me, that's not what a steel cage match is supposed to be all about. Steel cage match is supposed to be brutal. And I'm a little old school when it comes to that. But I enjoyed the matchup. I enjoyed it for what it was. I knew Kofi Kingston was going to win. You know, Dolph Ziggler was there for one reason and one reason only. And that was to put on a good contest. To fill Kevin Owens' spot because he didn't go over the Super Showdown. So, good matchup by these guys. Let's move on and see where Kofi goes from here. As a matter of fact, I would say the same for Roman Reigns. I would like to see Roman Reigns move on from Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre and see where he goes on from there and see him go on to something more important. But I know we're not going to see that either. And finally, Seth Rollins versus Baron Corbin. The rest was Lacey Evans. Wrestling fans, this match got boring. This is awful. CM Punk. As many things as you could think of. And WWE deserves that. Because when you think about it, these guys could have went back and forth the entire matchup. And instead, almost half the match, Baron Corbin just demolished Roman Reigns. Not Roman Reigns, I'm sorry. Seth Rollins. That's stupid. Now, I enjoyed the outcome once they started picking up pace, and once everybody got involved, Becky Lynch got involved, and all that stuff. had a good outcome and that kind of stuff. But that first part, absolutely brutal. And when I say brutal, I mean boredom. You shouldn't treat one out of your 3 champions that everybody genuinely enjoys right now. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what that niche audience says about Seth Rollins. The majority of the audience that watches wrestling on a regular basis right now, he is getting a positive reaction. Becky Lynch is getting a positive reaction. The majority of the audience that watches wrestling right now gives Kofi Kingston a positive reaction. Same for Bayley. You shouldn't treat your champions that way. You just shouldn't. But this is your Stomping Grounds review. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, give me a big thumbs up. Give me a comment down below. And make sure you subscribe to the channel today. And until I see you again, catch you on the other side.